Hello, everybody. So yes, our presentation is indeed called what we call Viable VR, virtual reality, bring your own device, immersive multimedia. And there's Google Slides for those who are not here physically. Maybe the link to it, they can visit that. Hopefully you're quick enough. Oh, and it's gone. Okay, so yes, my name is Tommy, and this is my colleague here, Eric. We're both undergraduates, part of the Experience Architecture program, and we're both part of the team of the Innovations Team at College of Arts and Letters. So this presentation is an extension of the last Locus presentation, which if you weren't there, that's okay. It wasn't that important anyway. I'll just reiterate now. So what we did present on last time was immersive multimedia and pedagogy, which how we define that is how can we create content that is more immersive using different types of media such as 360 videos, virtual reality, augmented reality, and progress the experience of education. Now, this type of technology, immersive multimedia, originally came from the gaming industry, from like Oculus Rift, and you have all those other cool, content and games out there, but has been applied outside of that into like education, business, healthcare, and on such. So we took that model and so how can we bring that to MSU? All right. So the project came up with, we started a while back and just started revamping it up recently. We call it SketchUpSim, which is we're trying to create up a relatively simple process for educators to create content that is immersive, and then from there having students experience that. But how can we make that more viable for education, right? Because not every educator at MSU is a game designer or huge awesome graphic designer, digital designer. How can we make that more possible? So this process went from, oh, and here's another thing too. How can we afford all that, right? We afford all this really cool technology. So we try to focus around free technology as much as we can, and we found two that are free: SketchUp and Unity. So a person, educator, or content creator would be able to create a model like this awesome island home, which I hope to own one day, in SketchUp, and then from there export that and put it in Unity. And the process from SketchUp, it can be hard, to make really advanced designs, but just the basics of it is easy to learn and pick up. For Unity, we found that it's really just a drag and drop process, dragging in content, putting it onto that little display in the middle there, and that was it. If you want to make it into VR, you check a little box, and boom, it works with Oculus. Unfortunately now, Oculus is a device, Oculus Rift, costs like $400, $500, which not everybody can afford, maybe throw some money out there, that'd be awesome, but not everybody can do that. And that was the major problem we noticed with this project. While it was successful in putting students into this immersive environment, for instance, my island home, it's not viable for everybody. But to address that, Eric's going to tell you how we went about it.
All right. So, accessiaffordability, kind of a funny word we made up for this, but since VR is so expensive and not really widely available for everyone to do, especially in a classroom environment, my job was to kind of take this and make it easier for people to be able to use it and create their own worlds, like Tommy showed, like his island house. So obviously that's a lot cheaper than actually buying the island house and going there to do that, but still getting a computer and a Oculus is very expensive. And even if these headsets were cheaper, we still need a powerful computer to run it. So even if a few $100s were shaved off of those prices, we would still be looking at a decent sum of money. So creating this affordable VR, which was my job, SketchUp Sim 2.0, we wanted to have a very similar process, but instead we wanted to do it for Google Cardboard, which is a method we can put a phone into, essentially a piece of cardboard with two lenses, which Tommy has there. And we can simulate the same process we would have with the Oculus, just not quite as well done. So The more affordable process is basically the same. It's slightly more complicated, but significantly cheaper. And since most people going to these classes and learning their curriculum daily are going to have a smartphone, this is a really viable option for us to do. So we take the same two processes as before, going from SketchUp into Unity, and being able to have this world that we can explore. But now we export it to be able to run as an Android app. And that made it a little bit more complicated. There's a few things we had to do to get there, but it made it much more accessible and much more affordable. So we do have an example we would like to show, but since we are streaming this, it'll be a bit hard to. So we will show it afterwards if anyone would like to see it after all the presentations or during the first discussion. We can show you what we are doing and we can show you the demo on our phone.
And if you're interested on how this can be applied towards maybe your curriculum or some content you're interested in, whether at the museum exhibits or any field really, then feel free to email us, shoot us an email, tweet at us, or visit us in Linton, the Innovations Team. We love guests. We don't get much guests often anymore, but that's okay. We have free coffee. You know, come on, free coffee. So yeah, and I might bring something according to what Eric put in, but that's okay. And some of the references that came from these slides. All right, well, thank you.